want to know what's bothering you in the world of sports. Give Murph a call at 312-644-6767. That's 312-644-6767. And tell him what's beefing you in the world of sports. What's Your Beef is brought to you by Brown's Chicken Sandwiches and Catering and BrownsChicken.com.
Oh, what's your beef? Phone lines are jammed. When someone hangs up, dial quickly. Perfect for you, the first-time rookie nervous phone caller. Phone in with your beef, and if it's one of the best beefs of the day, I'll send you over to the best beefs in town, my friends, at Brown's. Lunchtime beefs, Brown's lunch beefs. Doesn't matter how you say it. A great lunch for you at Brown's. And the Italian sausage, my favorite, Maxwell Street Polish, grilled onions, a little of that yellow mustard. Hey, put the Italian beef, the Italian sausage, put it together and say, I want a combo. Frank Portillo's favorite president over at Brown's. John from Rolling Meadows gets us rolling on What's Your Beef. Hello, John.
Hey, what's up, Murph? My beef is with the Chicago Bears coaching staff. In particular, Lovie Smith and his defensive coordinator, his buddy. First of all, with Lovie, you ask him a question about the game or a situation that came up, and he avoids that. He talks in circles. He never hits the question that you asked him, especially when it comes to the defensive side of the ball. He never puts the blame on his defensive coordinator and says, you know what, our defense isn't what it should be, and we will look at that. You never hear that.
Hey, John, I like the way you cleverly turned a tool of the week into a What's Your Beef, but you know what? I like your angle. Hang on. Go visit my friends at Brown's, okay?
Thanks, Murph.
You know it tastes better.
The 3 commandments of coaching. Admit nothing, deny everything, and make counter accusations.
Doug Buffone. Doug used to have the 3 keys to winning. Now he's got the 3 keys to being a head coach.
The 3 commandments of coaching. Admit nothing, deny everything, and make counter accusations.
Let's go to, hey, you could run for governor if you did that.
No, that's not funny.
Let's go to Elmwood Park on the beautiful northwest side of Chicago. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Murph. How you doing?
Good, buddy. What's your beef?
Well, it's the same beef I've had every 2 years for the past few years. It's with this Veterans Committee of Hall of Famers voting on these veterans. It's like, they want to remain an exclusive club. It's like the doors are closed forever now that they're in. And, there's a number of points I want to make. First of all, it's a shame that Santo's probably the only time he's going to make it is going to be like Nellie Fox after he's gone. But the thing is, I think it's going to only get harder for him because every year a lot of these older veteran Hall of Famers are dropping off. You got new guys coming into the Hall of Fame. They're not going to vote for Ron Santo. You got Ricky Henderson, Frank Thomas. Frank Thomas, he wouldn't even vote for Jackie Robinson if he was on the ballot. But, it's only going to get harder for Ron Santo.
Well, you know what? There's 2 guys orchestrating it, and that's their prerogative. It's Joe Morgan, Mike Schmidt, and you know what? They're already in the Hall of Fame. It's their vote. They can lobby on the phone with the other guys. Gil Hodges had some pretty nice numbers, sort of comparable to Ron Santo. He's not with us, and I thought maybe they'd put him in just to make sure they didn't have one more guy that could sign autographs and, in their eyes, take away their thunder and any of their money at some of these card-signing conventions. But
I got one point to make. I think if Santo played on the East Coast with Boston or New York, he would have been in the Hall of Fame 25 years ago.
Well, there's no doubt about it, partially because the times that Ron Santo talked openly about how he hated New York, and number 2, in his era, there was no national television, so many of those writers out there at the time, when he was in the first round of voting, when the writers did it, they didn't see him play. Mike, I'm going to take a few more phone calls, but I always love to hear a Ricky Henderson comment. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it very much.
Ernie, how you doing? I'm doing fantastic, Dan. How you feel today?
Great, thanks. And please say hello to the fine Senator Ricky Henderson from over on the west side.
Ricky Henderson, how you feel today?
I feel great.
Thank you. Let's go now. What's your beef? My friends at Brown's, it tastes better. Lunchtime at Brown's, man, just pull it up ahead on the left. There's a Brown's just up ahead. Pull on in and say, hey, I'm hungry. It's lunchtime. Give me a couple of those Italian beefs. Value is what you get at Brown's. Value. These days, who's not looking for value? Man, you're going to love your Browns, and the value they have for you, unsurpassed. Also, brownschicken.com. Check it out. Look at all the different packages they have for your holiday party coming up. brownschicken.com at the 'Tis the Season for a Party on their website. They have value priced for you. Chicken and pasta holiday party. Everyone's coming over to your place. At $79, you get all the chicken, the mustacholi, coleslaw, dinner rolls. Serves 10 to 12 folks. You don't want to be doing all the cooking. Value at Brown's. There's the $89 beef and pasta holiday party special at brownschicken.com. The warming kit included. And the signature 3 entree. How about this? For $129, everyone at your house can have a great time. The Brown's chicken, the Italian beef, the sausage, the mustacholi, French bread rolls, sweet peppers, giardiniera. Who wants to do all the cooking this holiday season? brownschicken.com. It tastes better. We'll get right back to the second round of phone calls, starting with Nick, Aurora, Jeff. I see Berwyn. Look at that car phone mark. Grays Lake, Buffalo Grove. One line open, 312-644-6767. It's Murphapalooza, driven to you by Chevy Drive Chicago.com. Let's go back to the phone lines. And next to beef is Nick is a car phone. Hello, Nick.
Hey, what's going on today, Murph?
Hey, good to hear from you, Nick. What's your beef, buddy?
Terrible weather out here, first of all.
Where are you right now, anyway? Where?
I just pulled up to a house out here in Lake Forest. Got some heat. She's waiting on me, but...
well, I don't want to hear about your personal life. Tell us about your beef, Nick.
Well, I got Bulls tickets, to go see our arch rivals, the New York Knicks, tonight.
Yeah.
And my beef is that I have to go to this game and look over at the bench and see little cryberry baby Marbury over there sitting on the bench, bringing down the whole place with his bad aura.
Yeah, but the beauty is his teammates hate him, the coach hates him, and the front office hates him. So, you know what? You can do the same thing, right?
Yes, sir, that's right.
Hey, I like it. Hey, go visit my friends at Brown's. I like your beef. All right, Nick?
All right, Murray, thanks a lot.
Hang on. Hook on my guy, Nick. He's up there somewhere in Lake Forest. The weather's terrible. Let him visit my friends at Brown's for lunchtime and Italian beef. Oh, man, lunch at Brown's and beef's and Italian sausage, a combo. You know what I love? Maxwell Street Polish. Man. Grilled onions, yellow mustard. Let's go to Aurora. Jeff on the score. Hello, Jeff.
Hey, Murph, first-time caller, long-time listener. I love your show, man.
Well, I love my first-time callers. Aurora, Jeff, what's your beef?
Hey, my beef is all these people complaining about playing 4 days instead of 7, for the game on Thursday night.
Yeah.
They ought to be blessed to play in the NFL. They ought to be privileged and making all that money when other people working 10, 12, 14 hours a day, barely making $30,000 or $40,000 a year, and these guys get everything, catered to them and everything, and they're worrying about playing Thursday night. Didn't they know that in the beginning of the year, Murph?
Well, they did know that in the beginning of the year. You know what, Jeff? I tend to agree with you. The only thing I'm going to say from the other side of the coin, but I'm with you. But I heard Doug Buffone, Eddie Obradovich, guys that played the game tough. Maybe even Danny Hampton, and all on the score. You know what they did say, Jeff? They said, 3 days to recover from Sunday to then play Thursday. They all said it's not really good. You don't see as a fan, we don't maybe see the best play because these guys, they don't start feeling like themselves until about Thursday or Friday, after those car collisions, they call it out there. But, Jeff, when you look at the bottom line, I know you'd be happy to go out there on 3 days and take another beating for the paycheck, right?
Yes, sir, I would, Murph.
Hey, next time you phone, you'll be a second-time caller, all right, buddy?
All right, Murph, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Appreciate it. Murph, driven to you by Chevy Drive Chicago.com. One line open for the very first time. Hey, give Steve Goffman some business here. 312-644-6767. What's your beef? Best beef from you. I'll be sending you over to Brown's. It tastes better. Berwyn, my old stomping grounds. It's Jeff. Hello, Jeff.
Yeah, Murph, got a couple things in common with the caller just before me.
All right.
Another first-timer also named Jeff.
Hey, that's right. Back-to-back Jeffs. Jeff squared. Give me your beef.
Yeah, my beef is, and I'm not going to make this tool of the week, although I do have one player in mind.
Okay, well, we'll read between the lines.
All right. yesterday, the Tampa-Carolina game.
Yeah.
I look over, and I'll say his name even though I don't want to. Steve Smith.
Okay.
Just looking angry, not even like competitive angry, just looks furious half the time. He's obviously playing football, which I would assume he loves to do. Making millions of dollars, and just looking like he's having a horrible time doing it.
Maybe too much coffee. You know, they test these guys for everything else. Maybe he just overloaded on the coffee. What do you think?
You know what? That could be it. I feel that way sometimes. Why not?
Hey, Jeff, phone again. You'll be a second timer. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it very much. What's your beef, my friends at Browns? And this is the time of the year when if you're in charge of a big facility operations project, heating, air conditioning, your yearly maintenance, thetowngroup.com. Commercial, industrial, the big HVAC jobs and projects. Thetowngroup.com. My guys, West Town, North Town, Southwest Town, Northwest Town. There goes one of their white trucks with the red stripes right now. Thetowngroup.com. They do it right, big and small. Let's go to Mark from a car phone. Hello, Mark.
Hey, Murph, I'm fed to the gills. I'm sick. I'm fed up. I'm crazy insane because I am so tired of hearing analysts on the TV talk about somebody at Soldier Field lost their footing, slipped to the ground. I want an artificial turf. With the state-of-the-art of artificial turf in the world today, I'm sick of players losing their footing, and I'm sick of great plays getting killed because somebody slipped.
Well, Mark, you're exactly right. And I'll tell you something. This is not like 25 years ago. I don't know how old a fella you are, but the old AstroTurf sucked. You know, it was a piece of green carpeting that they'd buy over at Olsen Rug and lay it out on some asphalt. You get your ass busted in half. Nowadays, they got this thing perfected, and you look, they put new sod in for this game, and there's still about 10, 15 slips, and many of them were in key moments, right?
Absolutely.
Hey, I like that. It's a good beef. Go visit my friends at Browns. They got the best beef in town. All right, Mark?
Thank you.
Hang on, Mark. You're more than welcome. Look, everyone's beefing today. I think it's the weather. Everyone's a little cranky. That's why we have What's Your Beef from Brown. By the way, go to brownschicken.com and start thinking about that big holiday party that you're throwing. Your wife doesn't have to do all the cooking this year because value rules at Browns. Go to brownschicken.com and you can serve 10 to 12 guests for $79. The chicken and pasta holiday party pack. They've got different value packs with the warming kit and pickup or delivery. All you do is go to brownschicken.com, credit card, phone ahead, line it all up. Honey, you're not doing any cooking for the family this year. For the holidays, it's Browns for you. BrownsChicken.com. Check it out. Order now. Let's go to Tim from Grays Lake. Value at Browns. Hello, Tim.
Hey, Mark, first-time caller. How you doing?
Hey, I love my first-time callers. Tim, what's your beef?
My beef is just like the guy who just called before me. It's for the the Chicago Park District and the Chicago Bears, who just you have a multi-million-dollar machine there in the Bears, and you can't have a turf good enough for them to play on.
Yeah, you know, Tim, and sorry, our previous guy stole your thunder, but Tim, I don't know if it's the Park District that's at fault, if it's the Bears. Who knows these days with government being what it is, you know, who's in charge of what anymore. But they ought to figure it out and fix it, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I love it. Thanks a lot, Tim. Let's go to Steve from Crystal Lake. Hello, Steve.
Hey, Murph, first-time caller, long-time listener.
Oh, God love you. Steve, what's your beef?
First-timers. My beef is with the NFL Network.
You know what? What is this? You know what? The NFL Network. I get the baseball package. I pay for that. I don't even know what this NFL Network is. It just for Thursday? What's the deal?
I don't know. This is garbage. Also, I know it's a long-time Bear fan, and now I can't even watch the game because I'm not paying Comcast the extra $60 in order to watch the Bears. This is ridiculous.
No. I do believe, correct me someone if I'm wrong, the NFL makes sure that it is free on open air, the old rabbit ears, regular TV, Steve. Any home, well, the rabbit ears won't work after February 15th, but Power 50, WPWR, Power 50, it's on every cable system as basic, and you can pick it up over the air with the old, the rabbit ears or the UHF circular aerial. You are allowed to see your home team basically free all 16 games, Steve. They do that for you. But the rest of that NFL Network, I don't like it either. Thanks, buddy.
All right, thanks, Murph.
I appreciate it. Usually on 8 on most of the cables, right? Yeah. You can find it. Go to Dave in Arlington Heights. Hello, Dave.
How you doing, Murph?
I got beefs everywhere. What's yours?
My beef is with the BCS selection process that they just had over the weekend.
Gives me a headache.
The reason for this whole BCS charade was supposed to remove the ambiguity of the previous system and come up with a clear-cut winner. And if anything, it's even more arbitrary than the previous one. Virtually, we've got nothing more than what we had before. There probably always will be without a firm playoff system, but they need to just own up to the fact that what they're doing is as arbitrary as the process that was being followed before.
Dave, I like your angle. Are you a lawyer, by the way? That's very well thought out. I want you as maybe on my legal team. Are you a lawyer?
No, actually, I'm unemployed.
Well, you know what? Maybe time to get the law books out, and because you spelled it out very nicely. And you know what? Hey, money's tight for everybody. Let Murph treat you to go visit my friends at Browns. Hang on, okay, David?
Thanks a lot, Murph.
All right, my friend. We got time for a couple more beefs, or should we break here and catch up on a few things? This hour of The Score being brought to you by It's Just Lunch. Everyone on hold. Time for a few more beefs. Gale Sayers in a few minutes talking Bears. Jesse Rogers, he's down at the general manager's winter meetings. He's got the handle in his hand right now. I'm talking about a slot machine. No, he'll have a telephone in his hand in about a half hour. Murphapalooza, driven to you by ChevyDriveChicago.com. And between now and 2 o'clock, I will read in depth some of the U.S. Department of Justice charges against the governor of Illinois. And it's I don't even know what the word is. Sad, I guess, is the best word. It's The Score.
Murph is waiting to hear from you. The beef lines are now open at 312-644-6767. Only on WSCR. The Score.
Jesse Rogers, the scooper, will have all the scoop from the winter meetings in just a couple of minutes. Let's get back to a final round of phone calls. It's What's Your Beef, my friends at Browns. You know it tastes better at lunchtime. BrownsChicken.com for your holiday parties. 'Tis the season for a party. Why? Because there's value and great food. What more do you want? Value, great food. It's Browns. Let's go to Bob from West Jesse Rogers Park on the north side. Hello, Bob.
How you doing? I didn't know it was Jesse Rogers, but how you doing, Murph?
Yeah, Jesse Rogers. Maybe he's got some old, long time ago relatives that was the guy that invented it. I don't know. Bob, what's your beef from West Jesse Rogers Park?
Well, out here in West Rogers Park, I'm beefing about the sports writers and maybe a sportscaster or two that they don't know if they should sign Orton to a long-term contract. I don't know, but he was even played on the fantasy leagues. He was mentioned this last weekend. He's the best quarterback I've seen. We have no receivers that can get free. He's gotten drops all the time. And the bad game he does have, he was on his butt about 10 times with 5 sacks.
Oh, you don't have to sell me. I'm with you on that, Bob. Number one, there were 4 drops Sunday. There were 5 drops, and I'm talking right in the breadbasket, right on the numbers.
Yeah, even Forte, Forte is catching and running.
Right. See me? I'd be signing that guy long term. Of course, they don't ask me. They're going to go out and sign, a lot of guys that are then going to curl up, die, and disappear. And I don't think Orton's going to be one of those guys that's going to disappear, get fat and sassy on you.
I don't even think that we've seen how good he can be yet. He keeps getting better. That injury set him back, but he's getting better and better, Murph.
Well, you know what? If you had a couple wide receivers, Hub Arkish was on with me yesterday, and I said, Hub, if you had a couple top wide receivers, a legit number 1 on one side, a legit number 2 on the other side, and, Hester in the slot or whatever the hell, I said, who would it help the most? Would it help Orton, Forte, or Greg Olson, and without batting an eye, and Hub's the expert, he said, well, it would help Forte the most because it would draw back, 8 in the box for deeper coverage, which makes sense. But you got to think also, Orton would also improve exponentially also with some real wide receiver help out there. Hey, Bob, good job. Phone again, buddy.
Okay, man.
Appreciate it. Thank you. My friend Jim in Romeoville and Lombard Jim. Then it'll be Gail Sayers on with Murph in a few minutes. Hello, James.
Hey, Murph, first-time beef.
Hey, first-time beefers. What's your beef?
Hey, here's my beef. I've seen a few Green Bay games on Monday Night Football, and those three stooges can't stop talking about Brett Favre, which hit me with this realization. In a couple of weeks, we're going to have to listen to those three guys talk 3.5 hours of Brett Favre when we play the Packers, which tells me why can't we in the NFL, like every other sport, have local announcers call the games on television for us?
I'm with you, Jim. It's a joke that for the little bit of money involved, that they're, one set of cameras, that's fine. You only need one director down in the truck and producer. We're not talking about 2 crews, but you would have 2 sets of announcers. You would have this Thursday night the New Orleans Saints guys for their TV. Maybe these national games are a bad example, but last week, for sure, for the Jacksonville Bears game, why can't we have a couple of our local guys, be it Mike Adamle or, Danny Jiggets or whoever, our guys here in one booth, and let the Jags bring their guy up from the other booth? Why is the NFL so cheap they can't hire a second set of announcers?
You would have thought Bill Wirtz was in charge of the NFL years ago with that rule.
Hey, go visit my friends at Browns, all right, Jim? Hang on, buddy. It pays better. BrownsChicken.com. Value and great food at the same time. Lombard Jim will be my final beef for today. Hello, Jim.
Hey, Murph. How you doing, pal?
Fine. Beef in.
Okay, my beef is with Sox management wanting to get rid of Jermaine Dye, okay, in return for practically nothing. Okay, he's only 34 years old. When did that become old? Hank Aaron had his best year when he was 37. At least let's get something in return for the guy.
Well, maybe they will. You look at, he got 4, what they say, pretty good prospects from the Braves for Javi Vasquez. Maybe you got to wait and see what Kenny gets and what he doesn't get, but never forget, it's also a salary dump. And the White Sox are trying to steer the other 29 owners into cutting back. And as long as it's not collusion, it's their prerogative. Jim will have Jesse Rogers on in a few minutes. Continue to talk about the Sox and the Cubs and the hot stove. All right, buddy?
Have a good one, pal.
Hey, right back at you.
Thanks for participating in What's Your Beef. Join Murph for another edition of What's Your Beef. What's Your Beef has been brought to you by Brown's Chicken Sandwiches and Catering and BrownsChicken.com. All winners of the Mike Murphy Show are only eligible to win prizes once in a 60-day period.